So for those who have joined us before, things are a little different. I think you'll notice that Nick's not on the call today. It's actually his birthday, and I think he said he's going to be in Kentucky doing like a bourbon trail. So if you guys have him on Facebook, wish him happy birthday. But so we decided to have our partner Savvy on, and they are going to be talking about our new tool that we launched earlier this year called PMZ Select, basically iBuyers, bridge loans, and they're just going to walk us through the whole platform. Alrighty, Bridget, if you guys want to go ahead and start, I think we're good.
All right, will do. Thank you. Hi, everyone. My name's Bridget Lyons. I am the Broker Success Manager here at Zavvy. And like Alondra said, we have partnered with PMZ Real Estate to create your PMZ Select program. So this is going to be another tool in your tool belt, a way for you to get ahead of the conversation when it comes to iBuyers and bridge buyers that are becoming more and more popular in new markets. So a little bit of background on Zavvy. We are a technology company, but we are created by a broker owner. So there's that real estate background. Our main goal is to provide real estate professionals with those tools and resources that they need to be able to explore all selling options on behalf of their clients. So that does include those iBuyers and the bridge buyers, real viable selling options in your market. We want to make sure that you as the agent are bringing those offers to the table, allowing your clients to review those options, but still be their representation if they choose that route, and remain their trusted advisor, and of course, earn a commission at closing. So as I'm going through today, please feel free to send any questions in the chat. We also have our training and marketing coordinator, Alex Lujan, on the call. He'll be keeping an eye on the chat as well as dropping in useful links and resources. So keep an eye on that. So as I said, since Zavvy is partnered with PMZ Real Estate, together we have created PMZ Select. So this is a program that you can introduce to your seller clients. They don't need to know who Zavvy is. It's your PMZ Select. It's a one place for you as agents to go to easily and quickly secure all available offers on behalf of your client. So this is a way for you to present those iBuyer and bridge buyer options to your client, but still compare it to a traditional open market sale. So it is important to recognize that these verified buyers are entering into new markets every day, and that they are real viable selling options for consumers. Even if not every iBuyer or bridge buyer or concierge service provider is active in your market, they are still marketing, they're still getting their word out, and your clients most likely have heard about them. So they're curious about what these options look like and if they are available for their property. And so with PMZ Select, you're able to lead that conversation and be a true expert on all selling options that are active in your market. But we recognize that for you as agents to reach out to all the different verified buyers on behalf of each of your seller clients can be very time consuming, it's unproductive, and it can be error prone. And it's also confusing because each iBuyer and bridge buyer has their own buy box, a different purchasing criteria that they look at when considering making an offer. And that's constantly changing. And they all have very different offer request processes. So it can be very hard for you to do that and pretty unrealistic for you to do it for every seller client. And then on the other hand, it's left up to your client, the home seller, to reach out to all of these companies on their own and request properties or request offers on their own property. That, of course, leaves up the chance that your client could cut you out of that deal and sell to an iBuyer unrepresented. And so to combat that, we have together created PMZ Select. So now you as PMZ agents can confidently walk into a listing presentation or reach out to someone in your sphere and let them know that you can offer them a menu of selling options, all underneath the PMZ real estate umbrella. So you can now co-opt these verified buyer offers and no longer see them as competition and have that fear of losing clients to the iBuyers or the bridge buyers. So here's a graphic of how that strategy is going to work. You as PMZ agents are going to enter in property information through your PMZ Select tools. And our customer success team is going to do the work on the back end to request the offers from all of the active iBuyers and bridge buyers in your market. Whenever we put in those offer requests on your behalf, we make sure that you as the agent stay at the center of that conversation. And so you're always going to be that point of contact. Any iBuyers or bridge buyers who are interested in making an offer on your client's property, they're going to send that offer directly to you. That way you're always the one presenting the offers to your client. All of the offers that you request through PMZ Select are also going to be free with no obligation. So we of course recognize that an iBuyer or a bridge buyer offer is not going to be right for every single client. So these offers you're not locking your client into those offers, but they are real viable selling options and bona fide offers. And so we think it's very important for you as the agent, as the real estate professional, to be the one bringing that offer to the table for your client. So now we will talk about the verified buyers that are currently active in your market. So several different iBuyers here: Homevestors, New Again Homes, Open Door, and then a few local investors. But they are all companies that are purchasing homes for cash. So they're able to offer consumers a quick cash closing, as well as a more convenient, hassle-free way to sell. The homeowner is not going to have to go through the open houses or showings that are involved with open market sale. They also aren't going to have to do any repairs on their own and bring any of that money up front. Your clients would be most likely paying for repairs as a credit to the iBuyers at closing, but they get that convenient aspect of not having to do the repairs on their own. And then we have a bridge buyer on your platform, EasyKnock. They are a company that is helping homeowners unlock equity that they have built up in their existing home to create more flexibility when they're looking to sell and purchase at the same time. So your client can sell their home to EasyKnock, but remain in the property and lease back for up to 12 months. So EasyKnock, we'll get into their program in a little bit more detail in just a few slides here. But the bridge buyers in general, we're really seeing help unstick those homeowners who need those proceeds from the sale of their home in order to purchase their next one. Like I mentioned earlier, all of these options here, when you request an offer from them, they're going to be free with no obligation. So the purpose of PMZ Select is not to push agents to sell more homes to iBuyers or bridge buyers, but rather just to help you as agents be that expert on all of the selling options in your market, and confidently present these options and remain your client's trusted advisor if they are interested in going the iBuyer or the bridge buyer route. So we do want to touch on some of the statistics that we're seeing currently. We here at Zavvy, we have a whole team of data analysts who are constantly looking at how iBuyers are transacting in the market, as well as bridge buyers. And so one of the main numbers that we've seen recently is that iBuyer offers are continuing to increase. So first, when they started back in early 2018, 2019, iBuyers were typically making below market value offers on properties. And so agents weren't really too concerned about them. They could kind of ignore them, but now they are making stronger and stronger offers. And we are actually seeing that they are coming above market value. on average 104% above that market value price. And so they're real offers, real options for clients. And so it's important for you as agents to bring those offers to the table, still represent your client through that transaction, because the iBuyers, of course, are ultimately the buyer. They're not going to have your client's best interest in mind, and you can still help them in that transaction, negotiate during an inspection period, make sure that they're getting a good deal and being represented. iBuyer offers are also reducing their service fees. On average, we're seeing that they are continuing to lower those. They used to be, in the high 7 to 8% in 2019, and it has continually decreased. So the iBuyers and the bridge buyers, if you're not familiar, they do charge a service fee, which the client would be paying to the iBuyer at closing. Essentially just that cost of doing business with that company. And so those are continuing to lower. They're seeing, of course, that consumers want that convenient sale to an iBuyer, but they also don't want to leave a ton of money on the table. And so iBuyers are lowering those fees associated with their purchase. So I do want to touch on Opendoor specifically. We are seeing that they are one of those iBuyers that is consistently making very strong, aggressive, above market value offers. And so we want to make sure that you as the agent are getting those offers on behalf of your client as early on in the process as possible. Opendoor is also becoming more and more agent friendly. They know that those deals that have an agent involved representing the seller are more likely to get to the closing table, and they're a more streamlined process. And because of that, they are offering agents a 1% referral commission. That can be on top of your standard listing commission. Whatever you have agreed upon with your client, say it is 3%, you can get that 3% as well as 1% from Opendoor. So a lot of agents are really finding success with these Opendoor offers. They're a great company to work with because the clients get that convenient, hassle-free way to sell, and you are still getting your full commission, and your clients getting sometimes above market value for their home. Opendoor, of course, does have a buy box, just as all the other iBuyers and bridge buyers do. And that does vary depending on the market, but we just have some statistics here of their buy box. You don't have to keep track of that. Don't get too worried about the different buy boxes for any of the verified buyers. The customer success team behind PMZ Select is always going to stay up to date on that. And we are going to communicate that information to you. If you submit a property through PMZ Select and it maybe doesn't fit in any of the buy boxes of the iBuyers or the bridge buyers, we will let you know what reason it did not fit into those buy boxes, whether it was maybe the age of the property or the location. You will be able to present that information to your client as well. So I also want to touch on the bridge buyer on your platform, EasyKnock. We are also seeing agents have a lot of success with this bridge program because they are helping those homeowners who are looking to sell and purchase at the same time. So EasyKnock, they're going to come in and purchase your client's property from them, so home A, and unlock up to 90% of their equity. So your client will get that cash up front, but they are also going to be able to stay in the home and lease back for up to 12 months. So they would be paying EasyKnock a monthly rent amount. You as the agent will also receive a 1% commission when EasyKnock purchases the home. EasyKnock is going to take over title at that point. They're also going to be paying off the existing mortgage balance. So they are now the true homeowner at that point, but they're still keeping you, the agent, and your client involved throughout the transaction. So they're actually going to be presenting you with a tri-party listing agreement so that your client still has that they're still involved in the second transaction that I will talk about in just a second. So now that your client has that, up to 90% of the equity of their home, they no longer have that home sale contingency. They can now make a strong offer on their next home and also be able to more easily secure that next mortgage. So they can choose any of their, their preferred lender, or if you have someone who's a preferred lender, they can use whoever they would like for that next purchase of home B. And then they can move into that home once they're ready and they've closed on it. And now you can list home A. And EasyKnock, just as I was mentioning how the iBuyers have those service fees, EasyKnock does as well. So they charge a service fee to your client of 2.99% of the value of home A. So whatever EasyKnock purchases their property for that service fee will be paid by your client to EasyKnock at closing. Any questions here on EasyKnock? I know that they are a bit more involved than the iBuyer transactions. So Alex has actually dropped some links in the chat. Those are all EasyKnock resources. So they have some really great resources online that dive deeper into their programs. So definitely check those out. Start getting more familiar with EasyKnock. They really are a great option for consumers right now. If you do have any questions, feel free to send those in the chat, or always feel free to unmute yourself and just shout those out. Curious to see, has anyone received an offer from EasyKnock or any of the iBuyers? Question here in the chat: if a person is building a home, would that work for a place till the house is built? Yes, absolutely. That is a very common use case for an EasyKnock deal. So they do help with those clients who, maybe don't know when their home's actually going to be completed. That can be kind of hard to gauge when they're going to be able to move into their new home. But they oftentimes need those proceeds from the sale of their current home to put towards that new construction. And so EasyKnock helps with that. They unlock that cash for the homeowner, but allow them to stay in the property and lease back. And with EasyKnock's initial offer, they will include what that monthly rent amount would be. So the client would be paying EasyKnock a monthly rent. And they use some programs to determine what a market value rent would be. But they're always happy to have that conversation with the agent as well to come up with a fair market value rent. All right, I don't see any questions, so I'm going to move along, but feel free to continue dropping those in the chat. So why should you use PMZ Select? This is another tool in your tool belt, a program that your brokerage is providing you to set yourself apart from the competition. You as PMZ agents are going to be able to walk into a listing presentation and confidently offer your client multiple ways to sell their home. That transparency there, allowing a consumer to see what their iBuyer or bridge buyer offers look like, is going to just build the trust between you and your clients. They want that optionality. They're hearing about these different options in the market, but they all still want an agent there to represent them. Selling a home is still a huge financial transaction, and they need an expert there who can look out for their best interests and really walk them through the process there. The program helps you get ahead of that conversation and no longer have that fear of losing clients to a verified buyer. If you get ahead of that conversation and bring these offers to the table early on to your client, you're still going to remain their trusted advisor and earn a commission, even if they close with an iBuyer or a bridge buyer. And as I mentioned earlier, the bridge program is really helping unlock some of those sellers who are feeling stuck now. Maybe they need the proceeds from the sale of their home in order to purchase their next home. And the bridge EasyKnock program is helping with that transition there. So when should you use PMZ Select? We encourage agents to use this program as early and as often as possible. So all of the offers that you request through PMZ Select are going to be free with no obligation. And that's always going to be associating you as the agent to that property address. So it's great to do that very early on in the process so that your client's not the one reaching out to the iBuyers. Maybe they're curious about what that offer looks like. This way, you're the one bringing that offer to the table. So the tools we'll demo here in just a second. You can just start incorporating those into your current listing process. You'll see that we have a tool that we encourage you to use at every listing presentation.
Bridget, I want to say something real quick. We set it up so anytime that we send out coming soon emails through our buy side, they are automatically going to be sent to PMZ Select, and those offers are going to be running, right?
Yes.
So there is some automation that we've built in on our end. So if you enter those listings on coming soons, and we've gone over that a couple of weeks ago through the Tipsy Thursday. So when those emails get sent out, they'll also be being sent out to Savvy or PMZ Select for those offers.
Yes, that is correct. So I'll demo the tools of how you can use it manually, but Alondra is exactly right. We are also trying to automate it to make your lives easier. You guys are already submitting property information to your brokerage for those coming soon. So we don't want to make you do that all over again. And so we are going to just receive that property info and get started on the process for you. And so we are always going to be reaching out to you as the agent when we do receive that information to let you know what the next steps are, what to expect with those offers coming in. So to use your program, to manually use the tools, not having that automation in place, you will follow 3 easy steps here. Step number 1 is going to be showing estimated offers. Those estimates are generated based on market data that our team has collected. Step number 2 is to request those real offers. So in order to request those offers, our customer success team does need some property details. And so once we've received that, we will get the process started of reaching out to the various iBuyers and bridge buyers that are active in your market, requesting offers, and making sure that you are that point of contact for the offers to be sent to. Lastly, presenting all offers. Once you receive those offers, we'll ask that you forward them to our customer success team. We will package them up into what we call our confirmed offer report. It will be a side-by-side comparison of those real offers that your client has received on their property versus what a traditional open market sale would look like. So they can very, very clearly see what they could expect to net with each of those selling options. And then you as their agent can advise them on what's going to be best for their situation. So step number 1 here, we'll talk in a little bit more detail. Again, this is going to generate estimated offers. So when you plug in a property address here, we are not sending that information out to any of the verified buyers at this point. This is simply a tool for you to use to get the selling conversation started with your potential clients, but have some really great data points to back up that conversation. So the only information that we need at this point is a property address, approximate home value, and the home condition. And once you press go, it will automatically generate those estimates. You can also utilize our customer success team for this estimate report. You can text this phone number here on your screen, include the property address, approximate home value, and the home condition. We'll download this as a PDF report and email it off to you so you have that ready. Again, we encourage you to have this prepared for every listing presentation that you go on to be able to lead that conversation about all the selling options in your market. So I'll demo this tool here, and Alex also sent that in the chat. So I do encourage you to bookmark that. I will also show where your brokerage has saved that in your resources. So for the example here, does anyone have a property address that they don't mind me using? Maybe it's a current listing, your personal home, an upcoming listing. Again, when I plug it in here, that information won't be going out anywhere at this point.
I have one you can use.
Awesome, go ahead.
2119 Red Oak Court in Stockton.
All right, I
95.
see it here. I'm going to select it from that drop-down menu, and then what would the approximate home value be?
I would say 450.
All right. And then home condition, we can just leave it for minor repairs for the example here, but you can also edit to pristine or major repairs. And then I'm going to, sorry?
Minor repairs is fine.
Okay, perfect. And I will press go, and instantly you see that we have estimated offers generated for each of those selling options: open market, the bridge, and then instant sale, the iBuyers. So I'm going to want to expand each section here with this drop-down arrow under details. Then I'm going to scroll up to the top, and we're going to walk through this open market section. So this is always going to be top here, front and center. We, of course, recognize that that is an option for all clients to sell on the open market. So this is going to give them that overview of what it would look like to sell with you as their listing agent on the open market. Pulling that approximate home value here for the estimated open market price. And then the middle gray section here is going to show those estimated fees that are associated with selling on the open market. So line item for seller agent and buyer agent commissions, estimated preps and repairs amount, and estimated closing costs. These estimates here are based on that market data that we've collected of past transactions in your area. But we know that you are that market expert, so we want to make sure that you as the agent can update these fields. So if you feel like the preps and repairs should be higher or lower, you can definitely plug in a new number there. Same with closing costs and commissions. So all of those estimated fees are totaled up here for the cost of selling, and then we have the estimated net. And now we can compare it here to that bridge buyer option. This is showing an estimated offer amount that your client could expect to receive from a bridge buyer in your area. Middle gray section here, again, showing those estimated fees. So as we discussed, Easy Knock does charge a service fee, which your client would be paying to them at closing. So this is reflecting an estimated range. Again, we have the seller agent and buyer agent commissions. You do see a buyer agent commission involved with the bridge option because that home will ultimately be listed on the open market. Estimated preps and repairs, estimated closing costs, all totaled up here for that cost of selling, the estimated net, and then the net difference, we're going to be comparing this estimated net to that open market estimated net. I want to highlight this other percentage over here on the left-hand side, showing that 53% of homes in this area end up being eligible for a bridge buyer offer. So this is going to help you set that expectation for your client that there may be a chance that their home will not receive an offer from a bridge buyer, but that you as their agent can go and confirm and check to see if there is an offer available. Then you can always click on bridge options and it'll show there Easy Knock is that bridge buyer. If other bridge buyers enter into your market, we will add that to PMZ Select. So you can always rest assured that PMZ Select is going to be exploring all of those selling options that your client has available to them. Last section here is showing the instant sale offers, estimated range here of what your client could expect to receive from an iBuyer offer, estimated fees associated with that here in the middle, This is highlighting an as-is offer iBuyer. We click on iBuyers here, it's pulling Homevestors as that option for this property address. Homevestors makes as-is offers on properties, so they're not going to be charging a service fee, any preps and repairs, or closing costs. But just keep in mind, if other iBuyers do pull up here, there most likely will be an estimated range for service fees, preps and repairs, and closing costs. Only fee associated with this as-is offer is, of course, your seller agent commission. That will be paid to you at closing by your buyer or by your seller, as long as you do have that listing agreement in place. Total cost of selling at the top there, the estimated net, and again, the net difference comparing this estimated net to the open market estimated net. Another percentage here, this is showing that 77% of homes end up being eligible for an iBuyer offer. So again, setting the expectation for your client that there is a chance that their home may not receive cash offers from the iBuyers, but you as their agent will check to confirm. So again, this tool is meant to help you get that selling conversation started. So we encourage you to use this at a listing presentation, or you can always download it here as a PDF version. You can attach it to an email and reach out to someone in your sphere. Let them know that you have PMZ Select through your brokerage that's going to allow you to request all of those available offers on their property. This also helps with getting that conversation started, because some consumers see iBuyers as an either-or situation. Either they sell to an iBuyer or a bridge buyer, or they choose an agent to list traditionally on the open market. But this is showing your clients that they can get the best of both worlds there. They can still get the convenience and hassle-free way of selling to an iBuyer, but also have that representation from an agent. Any questions here on this step number 1? All right, I don't see any questions, so we'll move along to step number 2, which is requesting those real offers. So if we click here on next step, get offers, it's going to take us to our property questionnaire. This is that one-time property questionnaire that is going to allow our customer success team to do the work for you of actually requesting the offers from the active iBuyers and bridge buyers in your market. So we'll click through, confirm the address here. It's going to ask which offers we'd like. We encourage you to keep all of those selected, but maybe you know for that client, bridge isn't the right option for them, or vice versa, instant sale. You can always unselect. Clicking next here, it's going to ask for your contact information as well as your client's name and email address. This email address, we are not sending out to any of the iBuyers or the bridge buyers. Our team is also not going to be reaching out to your client. You'll see when I click on next here why we do ask for that email address. We also ask here if you do have a signed listing agreement, indicate if you do have that in place at this time, but it's not always required. You don't have to necessarily have that before requesting offers, but that is the best way to ensure that you will be paid your commission at closing. By clicking on next here, I'm given 2 options. Option number 1 is sending a link directly to your client. So it will populate this email template here. You can always edit this if you'd like. And this email is going to appear in your client's inbox with all of your contact information in the footer, so they'll know exactly who that came from. And it will have a link to the questionnaire. So it'll ask your client for all the standard property questions that we need to request offers. You as the agent will also receive an email notification once they've completed that questionnaire. Or if we go back and click on option number 2 here, that's going to take us directly to the questionnaire. So maybe you're in person with the client, you're at their property. That would be a great opportunity to click on option 2 here and start capturing all of that property information. So you'll see this is a fairly quick form here. It takes about 5 to 10 minutes to fill out. Again, Alex dropped the link for this in the chat, so feel free to click on that. You can walk through this demo with me right now. Our customer success team is always on the receiving end of this form. So if you are simply just testing it out, you wanted to see the questions, our team will reach out once they've received it. And at that point, you can just let them know it's a test and you weren't actually looking for offers. But if you maybe have a current listing or a current seller client that you want to request offers for, go ahead and start filling out this form and get that process started. So all of the information that you provide here is what the iBuyers and the bridge buyers will be reviewing when considering making an offer on that home. So do your best to make sure that this information is as accurate as possible. And at the end, we'll also have the opportunity to upload photos. Those are not always required with a submission, but they do help with those initial offers being a bit more accurate. And then we'll hit submit here and it'll take us to a confirmation page. So we'll know that that has been completed and you'll see where the link is to submit photos. So here you can submit those photos. And again, our customer success team is always on the receiving end of that form. So that has been step number 2 you've completed there. Our customer success team will be reaching out to the PMZ agent and we'll let you know what those next steps will be. So typically it takes about 24 to 72 hours for you to start seeing those real offers come in. So again, when we put in those offer requests on your behalf, we make sure that you as the agent are the point of contact. So the iBuyers and the bridge buyers will be reaching out to you directly with those offers. So once you've received those in your inbox, we will ask that you forward them back to our customer success team so that we can package them into your confirmed offer report. So this is an example of what that will look like. It's a side-by-side comparison of those real offers that property has received compared to a traditional open market sale, so that you can clearly present those selling options to your client. They can see what they could expect to net with each option here, but you can, of course, represent them if they choose even the iBuyer or the bridge buyer option, and you'll still be receiving your commission there at closing, as long as you have that listing agreement in place. Any questions here on any of the steps? Step number 1, step number 2, or step number 3 here? I do want to point out that at the point of this confirmed offer report, these offers here are still free with no obligation. So it's important to still present these options to each one of your clients, even if you're fairly confident that they want to list on the open market. These are real bona fide offers on their home. So bringing those to the table can, again, build that trust between you and your client. You're creating that transparency for them in the confusing real estate market and allowing them to be that ultimate decision maker. They're the one choosing how to sell their home, but now they still have that agent representation regardless of which way they choose.
Did you say that they have to send back those offers to the success team?
Correct. Yes. So after we submit the offer request, the iBuyers and the bridge buyers will be contacting the agent if they are going to make an offer. Mm-hmm. Sometimes they'll have a phone call, maybe to confirm some property details. Others will just send that email directly to the agent with that offer.
So then as the agent, I would just forward that over to an email?
Correct.
Okay.
Yep. And our email address is info@pmzselect.com.
Okay.
So you just forward that over to our team. We're going to package it up into that confirmed offer report. And our team's always going to be in communication with the agent throughout that. So we'll be touching base, seeing if you have heard from the iBuyers or the bridge buyers. And if maybe you haven't heard from them, we can always give you the contact information as well, so you can check in and see the status of that offer.
And then once we send those emails out back to the success team, mm-hmm. they're just going to email us a PDF of what those offers look like?
Correct. Okay. Yep. Yep, so this is an example of what the first page of that report will look like. There will also be a second page to this report that will have the contact information for the iBuyers and bridge buyers. So if your client is interested in one of those initial offers here and they want to move forward with it, you as the agent will know exactly who to reach out to.
Okay, thank you.
On that second page of the report will also indicate if that home didn't receive offers from any of the iBuyers or bridge buyers, maybe it didn't fit into their buy box, will indicate why they declined to make an offer. So you can still communicate that information to your client.
Okay.
All right, well, I want to highlight again our customer success team. So this is the phone number and email address specific to PMZ Select. I encourage you to save that as a contact in your phone. You can text that number, call, send an email. Our team is available 7 days a week, 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. Mountain Time. So I'll give everyone a second to jot that down. Alex has also dropped it there in the chat. And then there's also another place for you guys to access your PMZ Select links. So here's a screenshot there of your backend system button that says PMZ Select, and you'll have all of those links available. So definitely check out the tools, play around with them. Like I said, feel free to test it. Our customer success team is always on the receiving end. So if it was simply a test, you can let them know. They can stop the submission process. But definitely start getting comfortable with these different options. Hopefully you can feel comfortable presenting them to your clients, but know that our customer success team is always here as a resource for you. We want to help you feel like that expert on all the selling options. So don't hesitate to reach out to us with any questions. We are always happy to help. All right, well, thank you, everyone. That is everything I have for you. I'm happy to hang out here for a few more minutes if there are any last-minute questions.
Guys,
hopefully that just means that everything made sense and you guys are ready to start using the tools.
yeah, who's ready to start using the tools? Can you guys let us know in the chat? Who's going to use this at their next listing appointment? You guys can raise your hand on the chat. You guys can say, respond through there, unmute yourselves. Okay, I see some. Thank you.
Awesome. Yeah. And even if, you know, if you have a friend, a neighbor, someone who you can just test it out with, you know, have that initial conversation. We also provide some scripts that you can use when using the tools. So just start working through those scripts, feel comfortable talking about it with your clients.
Awesome. And you guys feel free to promote this on your social media, right? You can say, are you guys curious to, you know, there's a lot of iBuyers in the area. Are you curious what that looks like? Contact me. I can get you free instant offer. So it's not something that you have to do just as soon as you're about to get the listing. You can start promoting that, and maybe that could lead to a listing.
Absolutely.
Alrighty, so thank you so much, Bridget, for joining us. If there's aren't any other questions, and I guess we'll get off early. Any last minute questions, guys? No. All right. Well, thank you for joining us. We'll have our next Tipsy Thursday, the third Thursday of the month, which is January. Where am I? August 26th or 19. I'm sorry. I can't read a calendar today. Okay. August 19, guys. All right. Thank you so much.
Bye. Thanks, everyone.